All right, now let's go over Stanford's entire season, see if anything stands out to us. So, blowout win over Denver, no. Blowout win over CSUF, no. Blowout over Northern Arizona, no. We do like the high point totals, even though those are scrub teams. We like that we can score a lot of points. 14-point win over UC Davis, no. 7-point win over Norfolk State. So Norfolk State certainly seems like a school Stanford wouldn't be playing if they weren't going against all these Virginia teams now. And, you got the Mike Vick hire, so might be something there. Stanford over Santa Clara, barely, right? But we waited through like the easy stretch of the season. We didn't get scathed at all, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 6 wins. But we get to 6 wins, and then we lose back to back. Grand Canyon and Cal Poly. Like, damn, and Cal Poly scored 97. Where's the defense, coach? You scored 90 points, fucking lose in college? How's that happen? Right? And then Stanford, they bounced back against Utah Valley. They beat rival Cal. Big win there. Beat Merrimack. Lose to Oregon, who's number 15. What are you going to do? Still new coach, right? Gelling together with the new system. Stanford smacks us around. Pitt smacks us around. Coach was feeling pretty rough here. 3-game losing streak, right? Knew we had to beat Virginia Tech. It was a little closer than that 11 points indicates. Coach wasn't feeling amazing after that. But we did do it. And then interesting, the important part about, that 3-game losing streak is, so it is at home against Oregon, but that's a really tough team and a rival, right? And then 2 games on the road in places that they may not be like the best schools ever, but they're not terrible basketball programs, and they have raucous buildings, right? So it's supposed to be a tough place to play. So bounce back with Virginia Tech win, complete the Virginia sweep, or not really, not really sweep, but complete the hosting of the Virginias, beating them both. Drop one to Wake Forest, and here's where we are now. Biggest program win in years, beating UNC, who had like a half game better record than us, okay? So we will click over the standings, and we're going to look at the rest of the schedule, okay? So let's take a look at the schedule. So Duke, undefeated in conference play. They're 16-2. Louisville, right? Oh, well, they got a Cardinal, okay? Why are they so good right now? 14-5, 7-1 in the conference. Louisville, you've had Rick Pitino, that sort of stuff. Certainly not some joke school. Kentucky can ball, right? But they're having a good season. Wake Forest doesn't jump out. They did beat us, so SMU, it's weird there, right? Why is Southern Methodist in the Atlantic Coast Conference? But other than that, I'll bet they get a fucking title in the ACC in football or something. But moving on, UNC, Florida State, right? So there's our Stanford boys, right? We've actually passed Pittsburgh now, right? Remember, we were supposed to finish where UVA is. And if you remember the last time we looked at these, Virginia certainly wasn't that low, right? So the ACC is tough, right? Like, teams that you think are good lose to teams in the ACC that aren't so good all the time. I'm sure that happens everywhere, right? But in the ACC, it seems even more commonplace, like you almost expect it, right? So Miami struggling, Virginia struggling, Boston College struggling. Like, we got Notre Dame down there, we got NC State, okay? Right, but yeah, we're hanging out right in the middle. We're certainly not finishing 17th of 18, it doesn't seem. We're not where we want to be. We're only 4 games behind Duke. I know you say only 4, right? But we're certainly not doing too bad 18 games into the season. Especially when you consider, okay, only 2 games behind Clemson and Louisville, right, basically, right? And 1 game behind Florida State. Pretty much tied with UNC right now. Actually, we should be a half game ahead of UNC. I don't know why they've got us below them. So really, we're pretty much tied with Florida State, and just trailing all the rest. SMU, Wake Forest, Louisville, Clemson, Duke, all having better seasons than us, right? So let's take a back look over to the schedule. Okay, so we got our UNC win. So what's coming up? Anything jump out? So we got Miami now. Coach called a while ago, we can't be losing this one. Miami is not good. We should beat the shit out of Miami. Okay, so Coach isn't worried about that one. Florida State. All right, let's take a look at Florida State again. Coach wants that win, but it certainly wouldn't be like the end of the season if we can't find a way to beat them right now. That's a good team in the conference. Syracuse. Now, that's a school That wasn't in the ACC when Coach was growing up. Isn't it interesting? They both got the big S's right there. One's just got a tree in it in a different color. So Coach thinks that's interesting. Okay. Stanford SMU. Also, that S team won a national title not too long ago. Carmelo Anthony. And then, so boring. Yeah, look, another S matchup. NC State and Stanford. Right? So, got the S schools all together. Seems. Stanford and Georgia Tech. And then look, Duke has risen to number 2 in the nation. If you remember, we have a superstar who transferred from Duke. That could help us out. We would really, really, really like that win. If not, maybe we'll get a chance at him in the ACC tournament. Do it Maryland style. Okay. Got another rivalry game against Cal. We think we're going to sweep them. We would really like to see that. It's in our own building. We don't want to be feeling too bad going into the tournament. Boston College, SMU, Notre Dame. They just played for national championship. We get them on, in March. Not St. Patrick's Day, right? But close to it. And then look how we're closing out the season. So keep in mind, it doesn't go into St. Patrick's Day. Maybe there's going to be a rematch of that Notre Dame game on St. Patrick's Day in the ACC tournament, right? But would you look at that? Louisville ranked. We got where the Cardinal is ending the season against the Cardinals. Does that raise your attention a little bit? Think maybe we're in for a good season? So that's where we're at. Just quick look at the ballers. Coach obviously thinks Maxime is the ticket, right? That's what's getting us there. But just want to say, give you quick overview of where we're at with Stanford. There's a reason they're like 1,000-to-1 odds, right? It's a tough tournament, 68 teams. We're in a really tough conference, and we don't have an argument that we're the best team in the conference just yet. Nobody's taking us over Duke, right? Only Coach is that crazy. So we'll see how it pans out.